Good morning. An increasing number of U.S. biopharmaceutical companies are initiating early-stage clinical trials outside of the United States. Our latest analysis indicates a significant acceleration of this trend. Let's begin with some key observations from our analysis. In recent years, we've seen a notable increase in the number of U.S. biopharmaceutical companies starting early-stage clinical trials in regions like the European Union and Australia. This represents a departure from the traditional approach of relying solely on the U.S. market for such trials. This shift has been driven by several factors, which we've grouped into three key drivers. First, FDA restructuring and uncertainty. Under the current administration, the FDA has undergone significant changes, including turnover in leadership positions, staff layoffs, and organizational restructuring. While these changes are aimed at enhancing efficiency and effectiveness, they have introduced uncertainty and concern among biotech executives and investors regarding potential delays in regulatory reviews and approvals. This concern is heightened by the already strained relationship between the FDA and the biopharmaceutical industry, which was further complicated by recent events. As a result, companies are seeking more stable environments for critical early-stage research, which raises the question, how does the current environment compare to other regions? The second driver is companies seeking to diversify their clinical trial portfolio. Amidst the ongoing regulatory uncertainty in the U.S., companies are exploring and pursuing more stable markets for early-stage trials. This includes regions with established regulatory frameworks such as the European Union and Australia. The European Medicines Agency, located in Amsterdam, is well regarded globally for its robust drug approval process. Meanwhile, Australia's Therapeutic Goods Administration offers a streamlined pathway for clinical trials with a particular focus on patient safety and scientific rigor. Additionally, Australia's favorable regulatory environment for biotechnology products coupled with its advanced healthcare infrastructure makes it an appealing destination for clinical trials. In fact, Australia has been steadily increasing its share of global clinical trials in recent years. This reflects a growing recognition of its strengths in this area. The third driver is cost considerations. Conducting clinical trials in certain countries like Australia can be substantially more cost-effective compared to the US. This is due to a variety of factors, including differences in healthcare infrastructure, labor costs, and regulatory requirements. For instance, Australia's robust healthcare system and trained medical professionals contribute to efficient trial execution, often at a lower cost. Moreover, the country's government support for clinical trials and its favorable exchange rate further enhance its appeal as a cost-effective trial location. These three drivers have led to a noticeable shift in the clinical trial landscape, with biopharmaceutical companies increasingly looking beyond the traditional U.S. market. Before we go further, if you found this briefing insightful, please consider subscribing to stay informed about our latest content. Now, let's discuss the implications of these trends. First, there's a potential erosion of U.S. leadership. The U.S. has long been the global leader in pharmaceutical innovation. However, if the FDA's reputation for efficiency and reliability continues to deteriorate, it could result in a gradual decline in the number of early-stage trials conducted within the country. This could potentially undermine the U.S.'s position of strength in the biopharmaceutical industry. Second, economic impact. If biopharmaceutical companies shift their early-stage trials overseas, it could lead to reduced domestic investment in research infrastructure and expertise, which could result in job losses and a weakening of the U.S. biopharmaceutical sector. Third, regulatory influence. As companies engage more with foreign regulatory bodies, there's a risk of diminishing the FDA's influence on global regulatory standards and practices. This could complicate international harmonization efforts and lead to a fragmented regulatory environment. To address these challenges and capitalize on global opportunities, we recommend three strategic actions. First, engage with regulatory authorities. It is crucial to initiate proactive dialogue with the FDA to gain clarity on the ongoing restructuring and its implications for clinical trial approvals. Advocating for transparent communication and outlining specific concerns can help restore confidence among stakeholders. Second, assess global trial opportunities. Your company should evaluate the feasibility of conducting early-stage trials in alternative regions such as the European Union and Australia. Consider factors like regulatory timelines, costs, and patient demographics to determine the best locations for specific trials. Third, monitor policy developments closely. Stay informed about any policy changes or executive orders that may impact drug pricing and regulatory processes. Be prepared to adapt strategies as the situation evolves. In conclusion, while the U.S. remains a vital market for biopharmaceutical companies, the current regulatory challenges and uncertainty are prompting a strategic shift towards diversifying early-stage clinical trials. By understanding the key drivers of this change and taking proactive steps, your company can navigate this transitional phase effectively and position itself for continued success in the evolving global market. Thank you for your time today. Please let us know if you have any questions or would like to discuss this further. We look forward to continuing this conversation with you.